Blackmagic has already an impressive lineup of cameras, especially now with their full-frame sensors. And then the S1 II hit the market with its crazy features. So in this video we are putting both cameras head-to-head, dynamic range, color science, image quality and so many more coming up. Hi guys, my name is Paul, I'm a German-based cinematographer and this channel is all about filmmaking, gear reviews, but also DaVinci Resolve tutorials. So if that's something that you're interested in, consider subscribe to support this channel here. And you can also support this channel by getting our new designed merch. We have over 30 different designs tailored for filmmakers and content creators. I'm really proud of what we have done here. So yeah, just get one if you like it, and this one helps the channel as well. Thank you so much. So as I've already said, in this video we are comparing the Blackmagic Cinema 6K and the Lumix S1 II. And also when I'm talking about a comparison, we also use the Blackmagic Video Assist on this one to be able to record Blackmagic RAW as well. We use the exact same lens, solid and D-filter, so no changes here, so that you get perfect representation of what each camera is looking like. Build quality wise or from the body, they are a little bit different, so I think that's not the point of the video. So let's go straight into the image quality or colors. And if we look at these images here side by side, for me personally, the Blackmagic looks a little bit smoother, and I also see a little bit more noise in the image from the Blackmagic here. I also did a quick test did some shots internally recorded here in ProRes on the S1 II, and also then on the Blackmagic Video Assist with B-RAW. And we can directly see that when recording with B-RAW, we have a color shift to magenta. So personally, I like much more the internal recording color-wise, but we can easily match both of them, so that's not the issue here. Other than that, straight out of camera, I think both cameras look really great from color-wise. Personally, I prefer the Blackmagic a little bit more. It looks more, has more texture in it, and it looks more smoother, also the skin and also the colors. The Blackmagic always looks a little bit warmer, and it's all something that I already noticed when I compare it to other cameras. So let's quickly talk about slow motion. I think we can all agree that the S1 II is really superior when it comes to that. Not only we can record in the full sensor and open gate slow motion, but also we can do 4K 120, which is perfectly. On the Blackmagic it always crops in to maintain, so we can go up to I think 36 frames or 36 frames per second in open gate, but if we do want to have 60 frames we have to go to 4K, and then it obviously is cropping in. Not a huge deal I think, but still, if slow motion is your concern, then obviously the S1 II is better. Now let's come to the technical stuff here, and that's dynamic range. And both of these cameras are very good when it comes to that. All of the modern cameras are very good when it comes to that. First, let's talk about the highlight retention here. So if we overexpose by one stop or some more stops, then we can clearly see a difference. In the highlights, there's not a big difference, but the S1 II is still a little bit better when it comes to highlights. So we get of 5 stops overexposed on the Blackmagic, we can go up to 4.5. So 5 stops is also kind of good, but you can see overexposing or clipping on my forehead, which is not visible on the S1 II. So therefore I think there's a slight advantage here for the S1 II, which is around maybe quarter or half a stop, something like that. Now let's go to underexposure, and here we can clearly see a difference. 1 stops, 2 stops always looks good on both cameras I think, but if we go up to 2.5 or 3 stops, then CMOS smearing appears here on the Blackmagic, and it starts to getting worse if you go further down. So 3 stops under exposure is the maximum for the Blackmagic, whereas on this one we don't see any of that at all, but we can go up to 4 stops. So in the exposure latitude, the S1 II has takes the cake here. A quick note here, because I got that all in the comments, why I don't use the dynamic range boost here, and I did the test also with dynamic range boost, and I think from the overexposure it's a little bit better, maybe like quarter a stop, but not that much, but you lose a full stop in the shadows. And also, to be honest, I think I want to have a fair comparison, because otherwise it's just turning on and turning off different features of each camera. Here we have highlight recovery, and on the red we have HDRX and something like that. I think all these are nice gimmicks to have and are useful in certain situations, but I think here I want to show the baseline what these cameras are capable of. And that already kind of leads me to the highlight Rolloff. This is a test that I did more and more recently, and when pointing a hard light source into the wall, you can really see how the camera is handling from the overexposed parts to the normal exposed parts. And I did a pretty freaking test here, actually. You can check it out somewhere here. And on all of the Lumix cameras, no matter what camera it is, if it's the S1H, if it's the S5 IIX, if it's the S1 II, or so, it doesn't really matter. The highlight Rolloff doesn't change, even though if we record B-RAW, if we record internally, if we record in V-Log, or if we record in ARRI-Log-C, it doesn't really change. The highlight Rolloff looks the same across all the Lumix cameras. So this is telling me that this is something with the internal image processing. The highlight Rolloff, on the other hand, on the Blackmagic is a little bit smoother, a little bit better, but overall the red cameras are much better. If we quickly compare it here, they are just much better when it comes to that. Granted, there's not much to see when you put them into Rec 709, and they look kind of good. I think it smooths, it evens out everything a little bit more, but I still see a hard edge on the S1 II, so therefore I think it's still a good reason why proper filming is much made for cinema cameras than for hybrid cameras. They have some pros and cons on their side, but that's everything there is to it, I think so. But if we record with the highlight recovery on, then the overexposure completely disappears on both cameras, so that's a pretty nice feature to have. But as I've said, I have my methodology here. In summary, I will say that I still prefer the image straight out of camera, out of the Blackmagic. I think these ones are making a very nice texture in the image. The colors are looking great. Although the S1 II looks also great right here, and also the colors on Lumix cameras are great, I still prefer the S1H, as I've said multiple times on this channel, I think already, still because it has an OLPF inside, which is really important for me for filmmaking, and also I think the colors come out a little bit more neutral than on the newer cameras, but it's an easy fix in post. Overall, it's really impressive what the S1 II is doing with the high frame rates and the features in such a small compact body, but there's still a place for the Blackmagic cameras. They're looking really great, and it's just we are so we can be so grateful these days that we have all of these amazing cameras for especially that price point. So well, huge thanks to both camera manufacturers for these cameras. I think they're just great, and in the end, cameras are just tools. The creativity is just much more important. So tell me in the comments below which camera you like the most and what you're gonna see in the near future, and see you guys in my next one. Cheers!